Welcome to Bottom Line Inner Circle. Today I want to talk about what the left is running on for 2020 election. All these candidates that the left has brought up. And I don't make fun of however many candidates the left. I hear that all the time on Hannity, and I hear it all the time on Rush Limbaugh. But if you remember 2016, there were 16 candidates, and the left was poking fun at us for having 16 candidates. So I don't make fun of. I mean, the more candidates, the better, right? I mean, I don't care about how many candidates they have. It's really it doesn't even matter. What matters is the ideas that they put forward, which they aren't putting forward any ideas, which is what I want to talk about. So, what is the left running on? They are running on higher taxes, abortion, um, higher taxes, abortion, the Green New Deal, and climate change, and giving free stuff to the younger generation, which I want to talk about later in this video. But all those I mentioned are contrary to what makes a society run and what is good for society. Population control. They say that's good for society. Well, it's not good for economic society. It's not good to keep a country running with having less people come in or being born. The climate change is nothing but a fraud, and I can make a whole video about this, but it's nothing but to gain another part of the economic part of the country. You know how they said that when Obamacare came in, it took 1/6 of the economy. Well, if climate change would be another 1/6 of the economy if they were able to do it, because they would be able to control production, which again is another Gleichen step with the left and Hitler-esque move. So controlling production is another leftist thing, and this goes all the way back to Karl Marx controlling production. So and that is what this green movement is all about. It's government controlling production. And that is a very scary thing, because let's take yogurt, for example. And I know I'm just using this as one example, but if you go into a grocery store and you like a specific yogurt, it cuts down on the choices because the government will be able to control. Well, the government's going to come in and say, you know what? We don't need all these yogurt plants because it's putting CO2 up into the air. So what they do is they're going to say, you know what? There's only going to be one yogurt from now on, one yogurt company, and they'll make all the flavors. And no one has a choice anymore about what kind of yogurt you're going to get. That's sort of what it's the extreme, but that's what the end goal is anyway, the bottom line. The bottom line is where they want to go. And that's why I call that's why I call my channel The Bottom Line. What is the bottom line they're trying to get to? They're trying to get to total domination of production, total domination over the economy. And if they already tried with Obamacare, and then personally they still have a big portion of it, even though we don't have to pay anymore for not having Obamacare. They still have not passed anything to deny the Obamacare. If a leftist gets in, they can reenact Obamacare just with a snap of the finger, really. But so, and that's what the climate change thing is all about. And you can say it's real. I've been in debates about this, and you can believe what you want to believe, but I'm going to believe what I want to believe, and I can see that it's a gimmick to take control of production, and it's a clever gimmick. And they've indoctrinated the young, which I'm going to get to later in this video. They've indoctrinated the young to believe in this climate change thing, or global warming. It used to be called global warming, but because we caught on to that, they changed it to climate change. And of course there's climate change, and it's called the weather. Every day. If you live in Utah, there's climate change 4 times a day. So anyway, then higher taxes. They're also running on higher taxes. And this used to be one of the unifying things I think people could unify over, is higher taxes. And I was wrong. I mean, you talk to people even on the right. Some of the people I used to work with would they wanted higher taxes. They would vote higher taxes in, and it's all that is just a gimmick, you know. I understand we need to. I understand society needs taxes, but what we're getting for the taxes that are they're taking from us, and it's not equal. It's not equal, and it should be very limited what the government can spend our tax money on. Abortion is not one of them. Why should I? I don't agree with abortion, so why should you take my tax money and use it for something that you're using it for? That's like saying, well, I'm Christian and I'm going to take your tax money so I can build my church over here. I mean, that's really what's happening, and you guys wouldn't like that, just as I don't like you taking my money for abortion. But that's just one simple. That's just still scratching the surface. I mean, there's either side you can think of what they're spending money on that's just a waste. And anyway, so taxes is nothing but a waste. And another thing is, why are they earning so much money? Why is Congress and the Senate, and I mean I hear both the right and the left complain about this, but yet when they want more of our tax money, they give it to them. So anyway, and again, all these go in contrary to what a society takes to run, and no wonder that they don't have any new ideas, any new policies, and if they do, it's all the extreme left, extreme domination, extreme taking over power, and they're already acting like they're kings. I'm going to do this, this, and this if I'm president. Well, you can't do this, this, and this, especially if you don't have Congress or the Senate, because it's not going to get voted in. So really, they're just lying to their constituents anyway. They're lying to the people saying what they're going to do. But then again, I look at Obama and look what he accomplished, but look what Trump's accomplished also. Trump's been fighting it too, and even with his own party, and everybody was against Trump, and still look what he's accomplished. So being president, you can do a lot, but still, you still need the Congress and the Senate to actually get things done, which is why everyone's calling this the Do Nothing Congress. Anyway, I can leave all that on the wayside now. But now I want to talk about the free stuff and the free college students. This is another one of their things they're running on and giving free college, and even Trump has talked about it, and I totally disagree with this. Let me go into this other story first. I used to work with up at a store, and they would hire these people that came from Argentina and Chile and just other people that came from down south, because that's part of their schooling is they have free schooling down there, and part of their education is to travel abroad for 6 months in the higher education for 3 years in a row, I think it is, and they get to go abroad for 6 months. I think it's 5 or 6 months. And so they have to work 4 of the months, and then they get another month or 2 after that just to travel the country and do what they want to do. So during those 4 months, I was working with this kid, and he was under me, and I was training him and everything, and we would have conversations from time to time. And one day we got into the conversation about free schooling, and I go, but I asked him, is it really free schooling? And he gave me the most confused look, and he's like, well, yeah, it's free schooling. I don't have to pay for any of it. And I'm like, yeah, you don't have to pay anything right now. But when you go home and after these schooling years, and you get a job and you're doing whatever you're going to do, you're going to be paying, because he told me that their tax rate was like 73% or 76%, something outrageous like that down there. And he goes, I go, when you go home, you're going to be paying that amount of tax the rest of your life, so you can have these 3 or 4 years in higher education learning. And he wasn't going to do anything with it anyway. I think he went into communication or something. But what he was really going to do was go home and work with his dad cutting trees down or something in construction or something. So he's not really even going to use his degree, number one. Number two, he gets to travel and have fun, and that's all he did up here anyway, was have fun and everything. And we actually had some pretty good conversation. I really liked him, and I hope the best for him. But when I was having this conversation, he could not grasp the concept that he's going to be paying for it the rest of his life. And that's what these young kids don't think about. Yeah, if you get free schooling, that means everybody after you gets free schooling too. So yeah, you're going to get free schooling, and everybody after you is going to get free schooling. And how are they going to get free schooling? They're going to take the money from you and give it to them. And that's what communism is, and that's what socialism is. That's the basis of it. And these younger kids think that they're going to live forever. I mean, when I was 20, I couldn't think 2 hours ahead of myself. But these younger kids thinking they're going to live forever. They have all the energy in the world. They can continue doing their high energy jobs for 100 years from now. That's what they're thinking. But their body's going to start breaking down in 20 years. They're really going to be worn out in 20 years, paying taxes in 20 years. And none of these kids are thinking this because none of it is being taught to them. Because again, the left has control of all the curriculum, all the schools, all the books, what they're learning, and they're all being indoctrinated into this. And what the left is hoping is that if they get enough people to vote them in, that by the time, in 20 years, by the time they figure it out, man, I really shouldn't have been that way, it's too late because they're all voted in, and they've creeped up and they've made all the laws up to that point. And by that time, you're already a slave. And that's what they're banking on. And no one is telling this to the younger generation. And anyway, that's people need to start explaining this to the kids, that it's not free schooling. You aren't going to get free schooling. And me personally, I went to some college, but I'm going to be mad. I'm going to be like, I want my money back. Or I want the money that I would have spent on college if, where's my free schooling? And everybody before that. So there's really no fair play there through the generations, And what makes your generation so much better than my generation? You get free schooling, which is going to make you slaves later on in life anyway, and that's really what taxes is slaves, and that's what they're going to come for. They're going to come for more taxes to give your younger generation, the generation that comes after you and after them, they're going to get free schooling, and they're going to come to you. And this goes in line with how long can that last? Look at Social Security and Medicare. These are two government programs. Free, well, not free, we've paid through it our entire lives, but they're even collapsing in on themselves. So now, they're just going to give free college to people that, where are they going to get? They're going to get the money from somewhere. The money's got to come from somewhere. And these programs that people are actually, the whole society is actually paying into, are still going broke. How long do you think that's going to last? What it's meant to do is it's meant to collapse the system. It's just another part in collapsing the system. And this is what the right, this is why I think Trump's entertaining the thing. The right and the left are going to the same point, totalitarianism. The right is just going there slower. So even though Trump disagrees with the left on all this, he's willing to give free schooling, which is really going to help out the left one way or another in a future run. Anyway, I don't think there's really no fair game there. I really think people on the right should stay away from it and disagree with it and actually educate the younger generation about it and the repercussions of it. But no one's talking about this, and I think more people should, especially the parents. If you have parents, this should be right up there with sex, because again, kids with sex is starting young. So you got to talk to kids about sex and abortion, and how a baby is a life, and you don't get an abortion. They should talk about that, and they should also talk about schooling and free schooling, and instead of trying to teach them free stuff, teach them the responsibility of individual freedom and liberty. So anyway, that's all I got to say about this. Everything the Democrats are running on is complete contrary to what a society needs to run. And it amazes me how many people are going to still vote for them. I don't know who these people are. I don't, who these people are. They're one issue voters, like the abortion. That's why they're running on these things. Green movement. If you're a part of the green movement, that is your issue. It doesn't matter whatever issue else is on the table. The left is for green, that's who you're going to vote for. Same with abortion. Abortion, it doesn't matter. Higher taxes, it doesn't matter how, if I have a job right now or not. I think women should have abortion, therefore I'm going to vote for. One issue voters are the problem of our society. And it goes into voting party line, which I don't want to just babble on. I'll make another video about that, but I'll let you go. I hope you like this. Press the like button, subscribe, and share. Again, work the algorithm. Let's help each other work the algorithms. Write a comment and what you think I said and what was right, what was wrong. All right, I'll see you in the next video.